Hey ladies, today is Thursday, September 12th, 2019. I am 9 weeks postpartum. Just finished a workout and decided to record my 9 week video. Why did I choose now? I don't know. I had to work out because I was so stressed. Not just from mommyhood and baby stuff, but like just so stressed. Today, baby girl had her 2 week appointment or 2 month appointment, excuse me. So we did vaccinations. She got the one you drink that they drank, and then she had 2 shots. One I know was a pneumonia. I think the one you drink is like rotavirus. I think the other shot was like polio or something like that. But there are like mixtures in these shots. So she got 2 shots, one in each leg, like in the upper thigh, and then she drank the stuff, and she's sleeping now. She was fussy, but she's been fussy lately, and she is sleeping. So I'm just letting her sleep and kind of just dealing with, her schedule, how she wants it to be. Not that we really have a schedule, but however she wants it to be today, given that she's, so she had the shots and she's probably drowsy. But the shots weren't that bad. I was really nervous about it. It wasn't that bad. She handled it pretty well. She cried, of course, immediately, but she didn't cry too long. And then she was okay. Sorry, I'm still sweating and falling out of my sports bra because nothing bra or top wise still fits me. But yeah, but she was okay otherwise. I personally, what I decided to do to soothe her, I brought my my baby wrap that I showed you guys in another video, like the Moby and baby Catan or whatever. I brought that with me, and as soon as her shots were over, I put her in that, and it was pretty soothing to her. I know she tends to fall asleep in that pretty quickly. And so I put her in that, and she calmed down because she was crying pretty hard, especially apparently that pneumonia shot really hurts. And they said it could create a lump. And I should massage it with ice if it does. But, and she also could develop a fever, which so far she hasn't gotten one, but I'm going to check again. And if she does, I can give her some baby Tylenol. And if you want to do baby Tylenol, be sure to ask your provider or your doctor for the dosage, because the baby Tylenol that we have is a liquid, but it says for like under, I think, 2 years to get the dosage from the doctor or something. So they gave us a little sheet with the dosage, but they didn't until I specifically asked how much. So if I didn't ask how much, I'd be at a loss of how much to even give her. So so just be mindful of that when you go, unless your provider just tells you off right. But I think what stressed me out is to find out that so Michaela is now like I said, 9 weeks postpartum, so she's 9 weeks. 9 weeks and 4 days to be exact. And she is really responsive. She follows people around the room. She like chuckles and smiles all the time. Very happy baby when she's not crying. So, when she's not crying or eating or sleeping, she's smiling and laughing. So that's nice and cooling. But she does not play with toys yet. She will not grasp her rattles and other rattly like toys. She doesn't care about them. If you dangle something over, she doesn't care about any toys. She doesn't try to grasp at them. She doesn't grasp at the rattle. So her doctor is concerned about that because she's saying that she should be doing those things. So, I'm like, all babies develop at their own time. She does a lot of other stuff. She can see across the room. Some babies at this stage can only see like 10, 12 inches in front of their face. she can actually see across the room and identify people and like make eye contact with them. She did it. She had a gastroenterology appointment on Monday, and she was able to. The doctor actually noted, like she's like she is following me around the room and looking her in her face. So she does a lot of that, and she's responsive and interactive to people, but not so much to toys or objects. So it makes me a little concerned. So I may have mentioned my mother is blind. So the doctor was concerned. We don't know why she lost her eyesight. So the doctor is concerned on whether it's a problem with Michaela's eyesight. Maybe she can see far away but not as close, or if it's just she just hasn't started to grasp at rattles and objects yet. So I'm like, wow, she's only 9 weeks, but I guess at this point babies do that. I don't know. So I mean, she does a lot of other things. She connects in a lot of other ways, but she's not playing with the rattles and stuff. So yeah, so that, like I said, that concerns me. I'm trying not to let it concern me too much, but it does. So they want me to take her to a pediatric ophthalmologist, and also to have some people come here and evaluate her on motor skills to see whether it's just a situation where she just needs to learn how to grasp and play with these toys. They called it early intervention, which kind of was like, okay, like, am I screwing her up? But anyway, there's always something, I tell you. Like, I'm like, she's so smart in so many other ways. She tries to stand, and she's trying to, kick her legs and crawl a little bit and all this other stuff. So it's sad that, they're like, yeah, but she's not grabbing toys. I'm like, she's doing all the other things. She doesn't do that thing, though. So, and her doctor said, Michaela actually watches TV, and my cable provider has a channel called Baby First, and she can watch it and laugh at it and, look at it and smile and all that. And yet, and they do like a lot of black and white things and things she can see for infants and newborns, and she's all into that. But her doctor said, well, I'd rather her play with, be able to interact with the toys than being impressed that she can see so far. And I'm like, she can see, maybe she just skipped that. Maybe she's like, I don't care about these toys. I'm above toys. I don't know. But still, so that has me a little stressed out today. As far as the gastroenterology appointment, we went to that because she was having a constipation problem. It actually has resolved itself. I started eating more prunes. I don't know if this is what helped, but I started eating more prunes, so I'm assuming it came out in the breast milk to try to help her. So she is pooping a lot more regularly, not every day, but like on Monday she pooped 3 times. Yesterday she pooped twice. It's not every day, but she's a lot more than what she has been, where she was going like 10 days without pooping. The gastroenterologist evaluated her, excuse me, and said she was fine. She did say that a breastfed baby can go 10, 11 days. That's not a problem without pooping. She said the problem is where if their tummy is distended and they're not eating. And she said that can be in 2 days. It doesn't need to be 10, 11 days. So I was wondering, wow, she's going these long stretches, but she was saying it's more so if she seems like she's in pain or really, really uncomfortable, her belly's distended and she's not eating, because she has had those other factors where she seemed very uncomfortable and her belly was looked very gassy, but or bloated, but she has never refused to eat. So, if she's still eating, they don't see it as much as a problem. She also has been gaining weight. She now weighs, as of today, 11 pounds, 2 ounces. So they have her in the 50th to 75th percentile. I would have liked something a little more narrowed down, like 60, 55, whatever, but they said she's between the 50 to 75th percentile, so she's gaining weight at a normal rate. Her doctor is very happy with her growth. Her gastroenterologist, on the other hand, told me that I was overfeeding her because Michaela was born at 6 pounds, 11 ounces. And she said that she's almost doubled her birth weight and that shouldn't happen until she's 4 months old. Where I did tell the pediatrician that the gastroenterologist said that, she scoffed at it and then basically said, You know, she doesn't know what she's talking about. So it's funny because they work at the same practice, and here they are disagreeing. So it kind of has me caught in the middle. The gastroenterologist says that Michaela should have no more than 2 to 3 ounces of milk per feeding. Michaela has been drinking at least 4 ounces since she was a week old, and she does not throw up. She takes it, she keeps it in. And if you don't, I mean, I'm not going to starve her. I'm not. So I I don't want her to be overweight. The gastroenterologist said I would probably make her obese. So, you know how I feel about that one. That doctor, but she said, oh, you know, if you keep overfeeding her, you're going to stretch her stomach and make her obese. Um, Her pediatrician told me to ignore that and to, you know, if the baby's hungry, feed her. As long as she doesn't throw up, it's fine. Like if she's throwing it up, it's clearly that was too much, but she's never thrown it up. She sometimes has 5 or 6 ounces in a feed. That's the most. But she's never thrown it up. And sometimes she takes 1 or 2 ounces. I'm nursing a lot more now. I nurse her before every bottle. She gets, I nurse and then I supplement with a bottle. I actually can only nurse on one side. I nurse on my left side. I have tried to nurse on my right side. My right side, because I did have a breast reduction. You can't tell anymore because they're so full with milk and other whatever else happens when you're breastfeeding. But because I did have a breast reduction, I have more scarring on my right areola, so it's more painful. And my sensitivity level, I'm way more sensitive on my right nipple. So when she latches, it's just excruciating for me. I did try it recently, actually, and she drank very well. I tried it with a nipple shield because I thought that would help to dull some of the pain. It didn't. Like, this breast is so sensitive, or the nipple, that I felt it, but I was like, she latched and she was gulping. So I'm like, just let her do what she has to do, you know? And I'm like, just trying to deal with the pain. The problem is once she came off, I did not relatch her. I was like, get off, get off. And I switched her to the left breast. The left breast, I lost sensitivity in. So it's funny because I'm able to feed her a lot easier because I can't feel as much of the pain. I can feel it, don't get me wrong, but it's not as sensitive as my right breast. And so when she came off the right breast, for like an hour or two later, I was having burning pains all in my breast, like just shooting burning pains. Like, I've felt them before, but this was like they were on 10. And I was just like, they would stop me in my tracks, the pains in my breast. And then eventually it subsided. But the next morning I had a lump in there. So I guess when the ducts became clogged, which was odd because I never had a clogged duct. And you would think that the duct would have become clogged, just from me pumping it, because I was only like exclusively pumping this breast. I was not feeding her from it. So the one time she feeds from it and she's, babies pull more than what the pump can, then I get a clogged duct. I don't know. But what I did to resolve it was use a warm compress. I pumped for like an hour, got like 5 ounces out, which was crazy. And then, I don't know, it was like 4 or 5 ounces out of this breast. And then I ended up going away. The lump went away. And then later I took a warm shower and it was fine. Thank God, because I didn't want to get like mastitis or whatever it's called or any other issues. So that worked out that time. And I have not fed her since that on this breast since. I was like, oh girl. So usually I just feed from my left and then I follow up with a bottle. She takes varying amounts from the bottle depending on how hungry she is and how much she can get from this breast. Because I guess eventually she gets frustrated if the flow is not what she wants it to be. So she had the gastroenterology appointment. I have to follow up with the ophthalmologist. I have to go back to the gastroenterologist. Although the gastroenterologist said she was prepared to be fine, she wanted me to come back in 4 weeks. So, so the gastroenterologist was like no more than 2 to 3 ounces per feeding. Her doctor said give her what she wants, but no more than 6 ounces per feeding. So, I kind of respond. I do responsive feeding. I respond to what she wants. If she still wants to eat, I still give it to her. I could be wrong. People are going to tell you a whole lot of things, what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing. It's your baby. And you might think before you have the baby, I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to do it like that. And I would never do this. I would never do that. And once you have the baby, it's like things change because reality sets in and it's like, okay, your perfect little angel doesn't like that uh $300 mama rule you bought. So now what? It's sitting in there, where it was like, oh, I'm going to do this all the time. And, I'm going to do that all the time. And I'm going to read to her every night. And now it's like, please just go to sleep sometimes. So we kind of had a little bit of a sleep regression where she used to sleep, completely the entire night. Now, apparently sleeping all night for a baby of this age is only 4 to 5 hours, but she used to sleep like 9 hours at night, maybe even 10. But lately she has been getting up more often. She might get up twice during the night, usually around 2 and then maybe again at 5. So I guess that's the morning, 2 a.m. and then 5 a.m. And then she'll sleep until like maybe 9, 8 or 9 or something. So that's like 3 hours. So she is doing that. She doesn't always get a bottle though. Sometimes I'll just nurse her for a little bit and she goes right back to sleep. It varies each night on what she wants. But I'm hoping to get her back to where she's sleeping through the night, because by a month old she was sleeping completely through the night and then she kind of fell off a little bit. But it's doable. I'm not complaining. I'm so much more in love with her now than I had been. It's a messed up thing to say, but as the longer I'm with her and the more I'm with her, she, it's like I'm like so in love with her now. And I'm be honest, the first few weeks I didn't even really like her. I know you're not supposed to say that, but that's the truth. I kind of missed my old life and I missed the freedom. And I mean, sometimes I still do miss that, but I wouldn't trade her in. Where before I was like, did I have to commit to this? Like, is this like for, So, but it did change. And again, you're so full of hormones and I'm still really full of hormones. So, you feel all types of ways. She's really clingy right now. I don't know if it's because all the breastfeeding, all the skin to skin, all the time she spends with me, but she only wants to be with me. She only allows me to take care of her. She doesn't allow my husband to do anything anymore. She used to, and he attempts to, but she tends to cry if I'm not there to feed her or hold her. It's not even about holding the baby all the time here. It's about, even if he was holding her, she wants me, she wants me to do it. She wants me to feed her. She wants me to do things for her. And that is, I love that she loves to be with me, but I know it hurts his feelings that she is like that. But yeah, he'll have to get over it. But 2, I can't have her like that because I'm not a stay-at-home mom. Eventually, I will have to go places. And I mean, I have things I have to do sometimes where I can't bring her. And if he's here, she needs to be able to be okay with daddy. So I'm thinking she'll grow out of that. I'm hoping she does pretty soon, actually, because it's sad and it's really hard on me to be the only one who can do anything for her, because even getting up in the middle of the night, she won't let him soothe her. So but I love that she's mommy's girl for now. We'll see when she's a teenager, but it is a lot because no one can really help. And this just started like maybe the last 2 to 3 weeks. She wasn't like this before. She was, anybody could give her. My mom was here. He was doing, helping with her, and it wasn't a big deal. But then all of a sudden, she just was like, no, only you. So I don't know. I don't know if that was with a leap or whatever. I'm still trying to figure out the leaps with the Wonder Weeks and all that. I don't know if you guys have heard about that, the Wonder Weeks, but something I don't really know a lot about, but I know there's different developmental leaps. So, if you're interested, you can Google it and find out more, because I'm definitely not an expert on it to explain it. What else? Oh, Michaela has an umbilical hernia. I bought a belly band for it off of Amazon. I'm not even going to show it to you because her doctor said don't use it. So I'm going to send it back. It was basically like a belt that held in her hernia. And I'll probably show it in a different video at some point. But the umbilical hernia means that her belly button kind of protrudes out. And what that means is that the abdominal wall hasn't completely closed and her intestine is actually sticking out, which creates her, it sounds scary, which makes her belly button stick out. So it looks like a big outie, But then, well, I mean, something like that. But when she cries or strains or anything, it gets really big. Like, it puffs up. You can push it. It's just like air. But, now her doctor said it's nothing to worry about and that it will resolve itself. But it can take 5 years to resolve itself, because she said it will resolve itself when she starts walking and her abdominal muscles will pull it back in. But, right now it is there, and you have to be mindful of it, because you can easily squeeze it or pinch it, and you don't want to pinch the skin. Um, so yeah, that's the umbilical hernia. I did buy a belt to try to help, because I thought it's supposed to hold it in all the time, and then eventually it will be in. But she told me don't use it, so I won't use it. The other thing is, she told me that tummy time would help, and I will be honest, I have been remiss with tummy time, because Michaela does not like being on her tummy on the play mat. She does it on me, which is probably why she's so clingy, because I'll have her on her chest, on her stomach on me, and she'll push up and stuff. But she does not like to be on the play mat. And she's on it for a few minutes. She starts crying. I pick her up. I'm like, I don't want her to be upset. But I have to keep her down there at least 10 minutes. And we need to do it at least 3 times a day. And I need to then turn her on her back and let her spend more time trying to play with the toys that are hanging from the playmat. And hopefully that'll help her get more interested in these toys. But she doesn't like to be on the playmat. I don't know. That's another thing. That's a little bit of a bust, but she is going to use it, even though she won't use that Mama Roo swing. And my friend bought her a bouncer, and she won't use the bouncer. She is going to use that playmat. Like, I'm putting my foot down. We can't have this, because I need her. It's not about, just fun. I think the swing is just a distraction, and the bouncer is just a distraction. But the playmat is more for development, and I'm really focused on that. So we do need to use that more often. I'm just a little stressed out. I'm praying that everything will be okay with her. I know maybe it's not a big deal, but her eyesight, I think, is fine. But again, I don't know. I'm just judging. I know she can see, but she isn't always, I don't know. So we'll see. So I'm just praying that she'll be fine. And, I'll get these tests done, and hopefully it'll come back she's fine. Yes, my mother is blind, but I can't say what she has is not hereditary. I don't think it is, but we don't know. So it's better to be safe than sorry, which is what her pediatrician said. Her pediatrician did say she thinks she's just being paranoid, but she just wants to make sure we're not missing anything, and to have everything evaluated before it becomes a problem. So that's what we're trying to do. It's just very stressful for me. And I mean, this isn't about me, it's about Michaela, but it is very stressful, because I'm like my perfect angel. But regardless of what happens, she's still perfect. However the tests come out. So, I would just I feel hurt for her, would feel hurt for her, but I'm thinking positively, and we'll do whatever we have to do. Also, I want to just throw in very quickly, sex. I still have no interest in it. I know it's been 9 weeks. Everybody's body is different, but I'm trying to work into getting more interested. I'm just so busy with being a mom. My breasts are now like a food source and not really anything sexual. So it is, still trying to get used to that. Everyone I know comes around at their own time if they want to be intimate. I have no idea when I'm going to want to. I'm just telling you guys, like, my husband wasn't interested really during the pregnancy, because he thought he would hurt the baby. So it's like, now I'm then we had to wait the 6 weeks. Then we waited the 6 weeks, and I'm kind of like, whatever. And our 6th anniversary was September 1st. And like last year, we were traveling. This year, we were sitting on the couch, basically, or in the bed. We didn't do anything, basically. It was like every other day, just taking care of Michaela. We didn't go out. It ended up falling on a Sunday. And when we got married, it was a Sunday. And we didn't go out. We just, I don't even know what we ate for dinner, because it was just like every other day. It was nothing special. And I know we need to be better about that, because I feel like, you can easily lose sight of each other I can see people think that a baby helps a marriage, or women want to have a baby to save a marriage. Oh no, that is not the case. It does not. And I'll probably do a separate video in more detail about how Michaela, my love, has affected so far my marriage. But I just want to tell you, to everyone who's thinking like a baby's going to make it better, no, babies exacerbate problems you already have. They definitely do. They do not fix problems. So don't have a baby for that reason. Please don't. I guess that's it for now. So I also want to talk about maternity leave and FMLA, but I'm not going to do that on this video. Because I mean, this video is already kind of long, and I don't want to take any more time. And I want to do it when I'm in a better mindset. So, and a little clearer on life. This is where I am, ladies. I hope all is well with you. I know your babies, most of the women I speak to on here, my YouTube sisters, their babies are like a few weeks younger than Michaela. So you'll be coming up on this soon. And to everyone trying to conceive, my prayers and thoughts are with you. And, you'll be here soon too. Because, when it happens, time just starts flying. I can't believe she's already 2 months old. So it's just like, it feels like yesterday I had her, and sometimes I'm sad to see her grow. I mean, I'm excited to see who she's going to become. I can't wait to see her as a toddler and when she's like, as a little girl. But I'm so sad to see her grow. It's weird. I don't know if anyone else feels like that, but I'm like, no, stay little forever, And then at the same time, I'm like, I wonder if she's going to be like this, or, or doing her hair, or things like this I'm thinking about, or what little cute outfits, or when she goes to school. But then at the same time, I'm just like, but stay small with me forever. So it's weird. Anyway, ladies, I will talk to you soon. That's a quick update, and well, it wasn't that quick, but that's an update, and I will be back soon.